Morning, friends. Today I am going to discuss about that poem which was written by Subramaniya Bharathi, a batch of land written by Subramaniya Bharathi, born in that 11th December 1882 to 11th September 1921. He born in the year of 1882 and died in that year of 1921. He born and brought up and also died in that British India. British India, you see that a batch of land. A batch of land means 1 acres 32 cent only. This is also what are the qualities, what are the things which is mentioned by Subramaniya Bharathi. Everything is there. It is also the one batch of land the full of coconut trees, and also the well is there, and midst instead of that house there is a pump set. The pump set. Bharati lead that very poor rustic life, you know very well. Yeah, very well. And in the close of that temple, and close of that well, he need that palm trees. But here no palm trees, the full of only and it's a family tree. The coconut tree is only is in that place, and agriculture activities. He mentioned that he asked this a piece of land like this, piece of land. In the midst of that land, he want that one storied house. Construction of the storied house very easy nowadays, but difficulty in those days. You need a storied house which is painted white paint, and pillars should decorate with some of the and things from there. Sir, okay. And Subramaniya Bharathi, he is a Tamil poet, journalist, and independence activist. And also they got independence from the British government. But he had that some longingness, and wants to have only the piece of land with a huge house in that midst, and also these palm trees. Only he need 12 palm trees, but here it is that more than 50 are and palm trees are there. The paddy is cultivated, and a pump set is there. Well is behind in that spot, and most of the qualities. That's why I have come to speak about that. Speak about that. Born in that already is mentioned in the year of and 1882 and Yatapuram. He born in that Yatapuram and Tirunelveli district. His father is Sinnaswamy Iyer, and a Tamil scholar. And Lakshmi Ammal is that pious woman, the God-fearing religious and woman in that place from there. And he studied in at that MDT Hindu college, and Hindu college he gained proficiency, talent of that speaking Sanskrit and Hindi. But he had written a lot of things in that Tamil language because of its and beauty and Sanskrit. In the 1904, he moved to Madras and did translation work. Later, and joined in that Swadeshi Mitran, one of these paper like Hindus and Times of India, Deccan Chronicle. That was Swadeshi Mitran, which was run by that Indian and richest people. And his experience to the political affairs, Indian National Congress, and that resist in the British rule in India, resist the British rule in India, and so he fled to Puducherry. That time Puducherry, a French colony, lived in exile from that 1910 to 1919, and nearly 9 years stayed in Puducherry. Upon his return to India in the year of 1919, and he was put into the jail for a short period. On 11th September 1921, Bharathi died from that injuries caused by sustained from that temple elephant in that Madras. In that Madras, his words, his work, Kannan Paatu and Panchali Sabadam, Quill Paatu, many of his English works were collected in other poems and translations, essays and other prose. Everything is mentioned in that place from there. These are the greatest. Such a greatest stalwart persons lead that very rustic life, and he need only this and a piece of land in that life, a piece of land in that you want this. The first it is and ballad. We can sing with the musical instrument ballad 4 line. It consists how many ballad? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 ballad and 6 4 line and poems which express his longingness in his life, and a batch of land. A batch of land, I want Parasakti. Give me a batch of land. Give me a batch of land. On that batch of land, Parasakti, I want a house built for me. In that batch, first he wants to buy that batch of land. In that midst of batch of land, he wants to construct the and build the house for me. எனக்காக அங்க ஒரு வீடு கட்டணும். And that second and ballot, it is a pillar decorated Parasakti and balconies painted white. Balconies painted white and palm trees beside the well. Beside the palm trees beside that well. Beside the well, Parasakti with long fronts, tender nuts. That palm trees must have that long fronts, very long leaves with the tender nuts. I want Parasakti and decorated Parasakti, balconies painted white. The palm trees beside the well, Parasakti with a long front and tender nut. 10 or 12 those palms, Parasakti. The coconut tree I want nearby, the coconut trees nearby that well. The first very close to the well and palm tree is essential. Why he need the palm tree means palm tree have that capacity to increase that water, groundwater level. That is why. And beyond that 12 coconut trees, here more than 50 and the coconut trees in that place from there nearby. The moonlight here from this while he was sitting in this storied house, now it is that pump set constructed. It should be a storied house, first floor and second floor like this in that tree, and the moonlight should descend gently for Parasaktis. How much he demanded? He need that a batch of land. In that he need that storied house should be built, and also the pillars should be decorated, and the balconies must be painted with and white color. His so many conditions he put. Moonlight should descend gently, Parasakti, casting a gleaming veil and white. The soft cooing of the cuckoo Parasakti, soft cooing of that cuckoo Parasakti should fall lightly in my ears, and a cuckoo must sing the gentle song to my ears and here in that place, and bring a pleasure to my soul. And that cuckoo sound, cuckoo music must bring that pleasure sound. And that young wife I want Parasakti. Already he married, begot 2 girl children, and also he demand with that Parasakti. I need that young wife, Parasakti. The young wife I want Parasakti to share all this with me, He did not call his and his wife or that women children. This is the reason I think smashed by that temple elephant and sustained some days and died. He cannot sustain his life in that place. And that share all this with me, our joyful togetherness, Parasakti, bless with the poetries. And that last condition, living in the open land Parashakti. So Bharati should live inside that storied house which was painted white in color, builders decorated. They must live inside that house. Parashakti must live in that open field, must stay in that open field. He put that conditions. And living in that open land, Parashakti, be there to guide us. God has, be there to God. God means to protect and save our life. You must and stay outside the barren land, open land. Protect us. We should not be disturbed by anyone. He said like this. Yeah. And living in that open land, Parashakti, and be there to God as yeah, the Bharati and young wife should be God in that places. With the power of my songs, Parashakti, enable me to defend this world. I want to enable, and it is possible to and save my and the earth with his poetry. His and poetry for this, and well is there, all around it is fenced. Someone should not go to that area, the well water which is in that tapping in that and area from here. It is a very good, nice, wonderful and things which is demanded and requested by the Bharatis from here. Once upon a times people were and lived. Nowadays a piece of land. See that one well is there, coconut trees are there, only palm trees is not and over there. Just now the water is tapped for irrigation. Unless the water should be available to and fetch right now regarding for this. Yeah. And you can see that well it is fenced in that place. Now I would like to say some of the what is the reason. How many times who is a Parashakti? Parashakti is not an ordinary humble and domestic woman. She is that only the wife of Lord Shiva and also begot Lord Muruga is and also the Ganapati. Two sons they have. Even they did not give house to his own son. And the son himself had gone to Palani, establish all mountain and his house by that people. And his and also and Parashakti and Lord Shiva cannot give wife to that Ganapati. And he is also used to sit in the front of all the way to the woman goes to the and the pond to take bath and wash their cloth and well side under that people tree banyan tree. But this gentleman, Bharatis called just like his wife, Parashakti, Parashakti. I want a patch of land, Parashakti. Give me a batch of land. On that batch of land, Parashakti, I want a house built for me. The second couplet, it is a pillar decorated Parashakti and balconies painted white, and the palm tree beside the well Parashakti, palm tree beside the well Parashakti, and with the long front of tender nuts. 10 or 12 those form Parashakti, the coconut trees I want nearby, coconut trees nearby to drink that tender coconut waters, coconut waters, and also take that coconut to take the oil and many more purpose regarding with this over there. And palm trees with the long front of tender nuts, 10 or 12 those palm tree Parashakti, the coconut trees I want nearby. The moonlight should descend gently Parashakti, casting a gleaming. The veil of the white must gently fall upon us when we are sitting in that outside of this land. And he asked everything to the Parashakti, just like he is also one of the sons of Lord Shiva and Parashakti. But how can she, suppose it will be asked that our chairman, richest person, they will give regarding with this. Bharathi did not have any land. This world is blank to us, but they don't have the power to give to anybody because they don't have any documents over there. And descend soft and cooing cuckoo, and a soft cooing cuckoo, 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 like that Parashakti, and should fall lightly on my ears. It is also Parashakti have to do? A gentle breeze should blow Parashakti and bring a pleasure to my soul. Gentle breeze must bring the pleasure, happiness to my souls. Young wife, I want Parashakti. It is okay. Even I want a piece of land. I want the well. I want the storied house. I want the palm trees and coconut trees. I want that cuckoo must make that gentle strong is also okay. And after marriage, it is unlawful, illogical, and it is also inhuman. I want that young wife Parashakti. That means what about the first wife? What about that? She will get angry or not? Young wife, I want Parashakti to share all this with me. Our joyful togetherness, Parashakti, bless with poetry. And bless our poetries and joyfulness and living in that open land, Parashakti. You have to live in the open. It is also expressed that the selfish-centered nature of that Bharathi, selfishness of this Bharathi, and also greediness of that and Bharathi for this. I should live inside that storied buildings that painted with white color, decorated with drones, and also we receive that gentle breeze from that window and threshold. You go and live in the open field. How much and reckless? Which God will bless us if we ask like this? Why? And ask like this, and living in that open land, Parashakti, and be there to goddess with the power of my songs, Parashakti, enable me to defend this earth. I want to defend, I want to protect this earth with my songs. That is important. After providing all these things as a compensation, Bharati decides to give and the songs to that and Mahakavi to that Parashakti. So he treated us, even in that Tamil poem I know, Nalladoru Veena Seidai, and Nalladoru Veena Seidi, Nalangada Pulidil, Yerivadundo. சொல்லடி பராசக்தி என்னை சுடர்மிகு அறிவுடன் படைத்து விட்டாய் வல்லமை தாராயோ இந்த மாநிலம் வாழ்வதற்கு இல்லை அல்லவை புரிகிவியோ சொல்லடி பராசக்தி அது வாடி போடி disrespectable words. He used to say that the God's wife, Lord of destruction wife. And she is not the wife of that God of creation. She is not the goddess creation of that and protection God's wife. She is a goddess of the destruction. So he must respectably with pious and he must ask to that Parashakti. Parashakti is not an ordinary woman. She always ruled the world along with her husband and doing that many things in that place. And this very good, nice, wonderful and poem Parashakti. Everybody, I am also want a batch of land or 2 acres and 4 acres. Go and do that organic agriculture activities. I also have that some impact to and construct a house in midst of that, and also I need that well, and the well is already in my land, and also I use out palm trees there, but no coconut trees. In this land the full of coconut trees are there. In my land the all side coconut palm trees as well as palm tree as well as the neem trees I have planted. But I would like to plant that coconut trees in midst. I have to construct the house to lead that happy life in this place. And very good, nice. A batch of land I want, Parashakti. Give me a batch of land. On that batch of land, Parashakti, I want a house built for me. It is a pillar decorated Parashakti, and balconies painted white. The palm tree beside that well, and with that long frond and tender snare, 10 or 12 those palm trees, Parashakti, the coconut trees I want nearby. The moonlight should descend gently, Parashakti, casting gleam of veil of white, the soft cooing of that cuckoo Parashakti, in front of this and gentle fullness should fall lightly on my ears. A gentle breeze means the blessed air which comes out from the leaves of that coconut trees. Leaves of the coconut trees. அதுதான் தென்னை இளம் கீற்றினிலே தாளாட்டும் தென்றலது தென்னிதனை தாய்த்து விடும் புயலாக வரும் பொழுது. That is a gentle breeze. And also when it is a come gently, that will give more pleasure to us. If you come forcefully, that is known as and forcefully and with tempest, all the coconuts will be deep rooted, uprooted, and uprooted from this, removed by the same wind with power. A young wife, I want for us to share all this with me. Our joyful togetherness for us Shakti blessed with poetry. I have to return poetry, our joyfulness regarding with this. Living in that open land, Parasakti. You go on to living the open land, and I will open land. Be there to their goddess, be there to goddess. With the power of my songs, Parasakti, enable me to define this year. It's a very good, nice, wonderful poems which was written by Mahakavi Bharathi, and for that. But he did not get that a batch of land and a storied house as well as and coconut trees and cuckoo songs and the white light falling from that moonsun. He did not get any experience. His experience is his body was thrust by that temple elephant. And he not sustained. He died in the year of the same year. He born and brought up in that British India, slave India. He born in that year of 1888 and died in that year of 1921. But I am speaking about that Bharathi because of this poetry, which is everybody has this dream. It is also limited dreams and also the very content life only small. But the people are having that 5,000 acres, 1,000 acres, 700 acres. They have many things, but they did not content life. He wants to lead that content life with the small expectation from the powerful goddesses, even without getting that experience that, and he passed away from here. Thank you, friends, watching my videos. Next, I would like to speak about from this same area regarding with that the poems which was that Sparrow written by Paul Lawrence Dunbar. Sparrow, about that Sparrow I am going to speak about tomorrow. Thank you. It will be uploaded later. Thank you so much, friend.